Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where my wife is working late. So I'm going to have a lot of time to play video games tonight. Today we are talking about Batman number 3, because it is Bat Friday here. Forgot to introduce that. Really bad at this. Batman number 3, and the first story in Batman number 3, The Strange Case of the Diabolical Puppet Master. Thank God the title told me this was a strange case. I would hate to think that this puppet master who can control people from far away is on the up and up. He's a freaking puppet master to begin with. Pretty sure he's up to something. He's evil in some way. My prejudice against puppet masters? Probably. Especially ventriloquists. So Batman's on patrol, because that's what he does. Pretty popular thing he does. He's on patrol. He sees a Cossack deliberately run right into another man, which makes him suspicious because he's prejudiced against Cossacks. And if you think because the story validates his prejudice against Cossacks, that validates his prejudice, you are very wrong. Just because a story validates it doesn't make the prejudice validated. This leads to a fight between Batman and the Cossack, which Batman's winning until one of the Cossack's friends runs up behind him and beats him in the back of the head. Batman seems to have this weakness. Golden Age Batman has this weakness of somebody coming up behind him and whacking him in the back of the head, just like Golden Age Superman has this weakness of being easily pushed off things. The Golden Age was a weird era for weaknesses for these heroes, and they were still pretty great at other things. It's just like they had these really surprising weaknesses. He talks to the professor and asks him if he has any reason that they would be after him. He says no, except for maybe the nuclear power formula he invented. Well, okay then, if you can think of anything, call me. I'm pretty sure it's the nuclear power formula. I mean, it's something that can change the world. Why else would they be after you? Why is that like the second thing you think of, and nothing else comes to your mind at first? Batman's sure that this is the problem, so the next day, as Bruce Wayne, he ends up seeing these two guys in an alley, I guess randomly, it's not really explained, and he follows them into a puppet show, where they work for a man named Dimitri. While he's watching the puppet show, Robin shows up. It's not very clear if this is a later time, or Robin happened to be following Batman, or this was all planned, or Robin was just randomly finding this puppet master. I don't know. Not very clear. Robin listens into his conversation, finds out they're going to be after the professor tonight, and then they're after some sort of secret weapon the next night. He doesn't get to hear the whole thing, but the professor was apparently scratched by something. The Cossack had injected him with a special formula that Dimitri uses to hypnotize people at far distances, as long as they have the formula in them, which lasts for like 48 hours. And for some reason, he makes puppets out of them. Like they're trying to get across that he's controlling them with the puppet and hypnosis, but a lot of the time, he's not actually using these puppets he makes. He's just sitting in a chair, calling to them. So I guess he makes these puppets because he loves his craft? I don't know, he seems to be having fun. He's also doing this to sell these secrets to foreign powers, which are, of course, all at war right now. It's now the 1940s. It's November 1940, to be specific. Though he seems to have a formula that allows you to control people from far distances. I don't know. I think foreign powers would also love this formula, you selfish a-hole. He gets control over the professor, but as the Cossacks are about to take the formula from him, well, take is a strong word, he's handing it over, Batman takes it and beats the crap out of them. So as they plan to take the weapon the next night, expecting Batman to show up, Dimitri tells his men, whatever they do, they need to inject Batman with the formula. And they do manage to do this, but Batman and Robin do fight them off. Batman's not aware that this scratch he feels is an injection from something. So he makes a puppet of Batman. He didn't really need to. And he calls Batman in the middle of the night. Bruce gets up, puts on the costume, and he tells Batman to rob a jewelry store. Specifically, not to get the jewels, but to have Batman shot and killed by the police while he's trying to rob. This doesn't work because, he is Batman, and though he has that weakness of being stuck up on and knocked out easily, he still can take the police in a straight-up fight, and he escapes with the jewels. Robin happens to wake up, and now we're getting to the actual fun part of this comic. Robin wakes up, wonders where Batman has gone, so he goes to Dimitri's home address, which they've already gotten because of the whole puppet show. Why didn't they just confront him to begin with? Why did they let him actually commit these crimes? They know what he was up to. There's probably enough evidence in the house. It's not like Batman cares about warrants and stuff. Where he sees Batman and thinks Batman's up to investigating, but as soon as he tries to stop Batman, Batman slaps him in the face, which could be a great continuation of the Robin meme of him getting slapped in the face by Batman. except the depiction of it is not at like a great angle, though you do get a very sad Robin rubbing his face. But an even better meme two frame, still not like a great angle or positioning of it, is Robin breaks the hypnotism, which he's figured out is what's going on after him slapping him. So Robin just decks Batman in the face. I think it's supposed to be he's punching him in the jaw, but it looks like he's just flat out punching Batman in the neck. That is brutal, Robin, and then he's carrying him over his shoulders. That is amazing from this 9 to 13-year-old. Good for Robin to get to kick Batman's ass once. When Dimitri ends up meeting Batman as he comes to give him the jewels, it turns out Batman is not under his control anymore, and then he uses in his sentence, because he's cracking the wise throughout this comic. There is a lot of funny comments coming from Batman. This is definitely not the Batman a lot of the fans want. But he calls Dimitri baby, which, man, I can't actually think of Batman using the word baby before. Even in a story where there's possibly a baby. And Batman just beats up Dimitri, and they're going to turn him over and somehow convince him that Batman didn't really rob that jewelry store. I feel like this is an uphill battle that I really want to see, but the story doesn't give me that. Also, what happened to his henchmen? Did they capture them? So yeah, this story has moments. I really love that Robin punch. But it's not a very strong or bad story. It's just kind of fine. I don't have any strong feelings towards it either way. I'm pro taking out ventriloquist, though. Okay, that is it from Batman number 3, The Strange Case of the Diabolical Puppet Master. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I do this Monday through Friday. Except Mondays and Thursdays, I do a Superman story in either Action Comics or Superman. And join me next time. Same bat day, same comic book channel. Have a great day.